Allow me to rub my buttocks in sympathy. It was a lot of pain. I saw an angel. She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man. But when we got to my matter, my lawyer appeared promptly. And my matter was heard.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome here in Umoja. We just woke up, myself and Ronnie. Ronnie is putting away his mattress. So what we want to do is we want to make breakfast, and then I'll talk to you guys. A lot has been going on. So let's get about that breakfast first.
A few moments later.
It rained here in Umoja yesterday. It's a very chilling morning, but I like it. I like it when it rains. So right now I'm on a milk run. I'm going to get some milk. Yesterday Ronnie and I made some ngwashe. That's sweet potatoes. That is what we're going to have for breakfast today. So the only thing I need to do is get some milk, and then we'll make some fat tea and have it with that ngwashe. Methode? Fiti? So what's been going on with Dennis Uhuru? A lot has been going on, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Yesterday was 5th, and I was in court. We'll talk about that. I'll also talk about what I've been up to this past week. Days are moving by very quickly, eh? Yeah, but we're going to talk about that and many other things. I think I'll also tell you one or two stories, but I've already arrived at the milk shop, so let us get some milk. Back with the milk. Just put on some tea, and recently I've discovered something that makes my tea taste very nice. Cinnamon, eh? Let's add a bit of this to that tea. That tea gets ready. I want to check the water level in the well that we have in the basement. And then I want to go upstairs and check the water level in the tanks on the rooftop. The water level is very low. So let's go check the water in the rooftop tanks. Hopefully there's still some water over there. I promised you guys in a previous video that I'd wear my suit and show you guys how that suit looks like. Once I've had breakfast, I'll put on the suit and I'll do the rest of the video in the suit so that you guys can see how that suit looks like. Whoa, these stairs, man. Another thing, apart from being in court yesterday, I've also been doing some projects for a client or two, and I'll talk to you about that. You know, the thing is, I don't have a job now. I am the job, and I like it. I'm my own boss now, and I do things according to how I want to do them. Stairs are steep. So right now let's check that water level and see where it is. I think that water is enough for about maybe a day and a half. Hopefully water comes. Often what happens is water comes to the well on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, thereabouts. So I'm hoping that sometime later today the water will start pouring into the well so that I can replenish these tanks. So at least we've got some water. So let's go back down, have some breakfast. We've got a lot of things to talk about. My suit, then being in court yesterday, how that went, and a project that I've been carrying out for a client during this week. So let's go have breakfast, some of that cinnamon tea, and then I'll put on my suit, sit in the office, and talk to you guys. Let's do that.
Tell me what you ready to go.
Okay, so I just finished having breakfast, and now what I want to do is put on my suit like I promised you guys.
I'll be here waiting.
I imagine that this is how I'll be dressing on the day I go to take delivery of that VW Golf TSR. I already even have the song that I will play, the first song that I will play in my VW Golf TSI. You're Beautiful by James Blunt. My life is brilliant, my love is pure. I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man, but I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I've got a plan. Ding, ding, ding. You're beautiful, it's true. Right, so yesterday was 5th. I was in the court. How did that go? I was in the court from about 9 in the morning. I've got to say, judges are very busy people. Whatever money they're being paid, they deserve every cent. I remember my matter was number 37. So the judge was hearing all these matters. What would happen is the judge would call a case number, and the lawyers would speak up. So the lawyers for the plaintiffs or the defendants. And sometimes the judge would call a case number, and there would be no lawyer for either party. And I'm sure there's a penalty for that. I don't know if there is, but I'm thinking there is. But when we got to my matter, my lawyer appeared promptly. And the lawyer for the other party also appeared. And my matter was heard. And this is how it went. It's very early stages in this matter. So really it was an inter-party hearing. What that means is two parties, both parties say a little something to the judge. And the judge prohibited discussing the merits and the demerits of the case online. That is called sub judice. Sub judice is when you discuss the merits of a case on public forums like YouTube. And the judge said that that should not happen. My lawyer said that I've not done that. I don't think I've done that. All I've been doing is telling you guys stories and telling you guys what I think. So going forward, I'll just be updating you guys if I appear in court, just providing updates without touching on the merits or the demerits of this ongoing matter. Like I said, it's very early stages. So what we are supposed to do, both parties are supposed to file further submissions, and then we have another hearing on the 27th of November. Yeah, of course I also have the other matter in the small claims court on the 15th of this month. So really things are going on. That is how it went. We appeared before the judge. My lawyer, you guys know my lawyer, Mr. Majimbo, dressed very well, appeared and represented me. While I was listening to proceedings, I realized that court cases really require a lot of stamina. Court cases take a lot of time. So we will keep on going on, and so far so good. Mr. Majimbo is doing a good job. We'll see how it goes. On to the next. Moving on, let's talk about the project that I have been handling for another client. Apart from the court case, of course, I've also been working on something, and I just wanted to share that with you. Of course, I'm sure among you are people who require that same service, and by showing you that, those of you that require that service can reach out, and yeah, I can keep working and making some bread. So let's talk about that. I've been working for a client based in Uganda. There's an institution, there's a school in Uganda called Soroti High School, and somebody from that institution reached out to me and said that they would like for me to design a website for the school. If you go to my website, denisohuru.com, you will see that I am a consultant. If you go to the consultancy page of my website, you will see that I provide a number of consultancy services, among which are YouTube consultancy, video editing consultancy, content creation consultancy, and then website design and management. So this client was interested in the latter, right? They wanted me to design a website for their institution, and that is what I've been doing. So let me show you guys how that looks. This is of course for those people that want websites to be designed for them. Whether it is a personal website, whether it is a business website, whatever it is. I've got to say that the majority of my audience are young people, very tech savvy. They can go to YouTube and look at the website design tutorials. They're very long, those tutorials. So following those tutorials is possible, but it requires somebody who has a lot of time on their hands. And I know that among you are people that they could be tech savvy, but they don't have time to go to YouTube and look at all those tutorials and to learn website design and all these things. So for those people, they would want somebody to design the website for them, and that is where I come in. So if you want your website designed, reach out to me. I'll walk you through everything that you need to know: domains, hosting, how to make that website. We'll talk about your vision and then we'll implement it. So as you can see, this is that school, Soroti High School, and you can have a look at, you can go through their website and just see how it looks like. And I think it's a beautiful website now. I designed for them everything, including a gallery for the school. Somebody can have a look at that, you know, and then yeah, have a look at that. And then of course, if somebody wants to look at the academics, I put an academics page. You can have a look at the curriculum. They offer O levels and A levels, and of course we have the school enrollment 2023, admissions overview, the fee structure, uniform, all these things, admission inquiry, all these things. If you go to partners, you can see the people they partner with. If you go to about, if you go to the about page, you see history. You can go through the history of the school, where they are located, the motto, the vision, the mission. It's a beautiful website. School history, all these things. If you go to the contact page, you can contact the school, you know, wish to inquire about admission, syllabus, or anything else. You can walk in during office hours. That is the contact page. Then of course I've included for them their social media links. It is a beautiful website, and I think the mobile version is even more beautiful than the desktop version. So the website is mobile friendly because many people on the internet access websites using their mobile phones. So I've made sure that the website is mobile friendly, and it has come out very nicely. I think I'm about 70 to 75% done with this website, and then I'll hand it over to the client. And yeah, it will be good. So if you guys are interested in a website, you want a website for your business, your bakery, your school, your hospital, you want a personal website for yourself, you know, you do blogging and all these things. You want a portfolio website, you're a videographer, you're a photographer, whatever kind of website you want, I'll make it for you. We'll talk about that talk about your vision, we will implement it at a fair cost. So that's what I've been up to this past week. At the age of 7, in 2001, I found myself in a children's home. I'll talk about how I got to the children's home in another video. It's a long story. But I found myself in that children's home at the age of 7 through circumstance or happenstance. It doesn't matter. I found myself in that place. And we were 20 children in that children's home, 10 boys and 10 girls. Alright? And each of us had a number from 1 to 20. I was number 19. And the reason we had numbers is because your number would be stitched on everything you owned. So your sheet would be stitched number 19, your metallic box would be written number 19, your basin would be written your number, so that the other children will not take your property if they lose theirs, right? So that was my number. On the day that my mother took me to that children's home, once she left, I remember crying for a very long time. After I'd cried for a very long time, a woman who had later learned was the wife of the director came and took me to the boys' room. She told me that utakuwa unaniita madhe. And she took me to the boys' room. We had 2 rooms. The girls had 1 room, the boys had another room. And each room had 5 double-decker beds. Yeah, so 10 in each room. So she took me to the boys' room, told the boys that were already there to, show me around, show me the rules, teach me how things are done in that place. And it just so happened that I was the youngest kid among the 20. And when boys are put together, there's always a need to, do what? Set a pecking order. And being the youngest, I was in the lowest ranks of this pecking order. Yeah? Being on the lowest rank is never enjoyable. I was bullied a few times, That is how it goes in a children's home. But because of the anxiety and the stress of being in this new place with the strangers, I started wetting the bed, I would wet the bed every night. I wet that bed thoroughly, man. Thoroughly, eh? I don't know where that mattress was taken. It was terrible. And I was punished for it. Yeah? I was punished for it. Every morning I wet the bed. You have to take, when you wet the bed, you have to take those things out to dry in the sun. And when I was doing that, of course you can't sneak a mattress out. When you're doing that, everybody knows that you've wet the bed. And then summons would come. Dennis, once you've taken those things to the field to dry, you're being called to the guest room to see Madhe. Madhe was in charge of discipline. And so once I'd taken those things, I'd go to the guest room and find Madhe sat there waiting for me. She'd tell me lie down, and she liked to use a branch from a guava tree to discipline us. And there's no kiboko as painful as guava, as a branch from a guava tree. It is very painful, man. In fact, allow me to rub my buttocks in sympathy. It was a lot of pain. She really caned me, man. At one point, I think I had tattoos on my buttocks, man. And the funny thing is, it never worked. Whenever she caned me the following night, I wet the bed even more thoroughly than I did the previous night. If you have a kid that is wetting the bed, don't cane them. It doesn't work. Caning a kid to stop wetting the bed is not a solution. It will not work. What I would advise for you to do maybe is talk to them. Every other time that they don't wet the bed, congratulate them. If you can't take them out, buy them something. Let them feel like it's a big occasion if they don't wet the bed. That will give them more motivation to stop. Caning will not work. It did not work with me. I was caned for many years. It never worked. And at one point, That children's home was in Mamboleo, a place called Mamboleo in Kisumu, and we were on the hills of Winam. That place is mountainous a little bit. And in 2001, that place had not been settled by many people, so there were a lot of bushes about. And every other time, snakes would be killed in those bushes. One time, there was a python, a small python that was killed close to our children's home, and they carried it in a wheelbarrow and brought it to our children's home. I remember, out of curiosity, we all went to look at this python that had been killed. And I remember being grabbed by the big boys, and they said that they would tie that snake around my waist so that I would stop wetting the bed. And you know, for a kid, it doesn't matter whether the snake is alive or dead. You are afraid of it all the same. And since that time, I've never gotten over my fear of snakes. I was scared, man. And another time, the leader of the children's home actually took me to a doctor, to a hospital, so that they would do a procedure on my merchandise to make me stop wetting the bed. And what they did, I don't know what kind of doctor that was. He pulled back my foreskin and stitched it. He didn't circumcise me, he just stitched my foreskin. And then he let me go. And a complication arose. Because of course I'm a child at that point. I sweat a lot, I play a lot. And so complications arose, and my merchandise became swollen. It became a rungu. And for a few, I think it took about 2 or 3 weeks. During that time I was very scared that my merchandise would be amputated. Yeah, it was really, really tough. But they took me back to the hospital just in time. I was treated with very strong antibiotics, and my foreskin was unstitched, and I got better. My merchandise survived. If my merchandise had been taken, I would not even have started this YouTube channel. Man, it would have been a tragedy. So what happened is, after high school, I went and got circumcised. And I got circumcised the proper way. And right now, my merchandise is okay. It's very sharp. I don't know what is the significance of these battles that I fight. I don't know what their meaning is. I've fought so many battles that I've lost count. I know there's a reason for everything, I just don't know what that reason is. I had addictions at some point. I was addicted to betting for a very long time. I was addicted to many other things that I'll not talk about. And I overcame some of those addictions, like betting. I overcame it totally. I don't even have the urge to bet anymore. Some other addictions I'm still fighting here and there. God is helping me. God has been helping me. I have not always told the truth. I realized at some point that in all those areas of my life where I lie, I've always run into trouble. I've always had problems. And in those areas of my life where I tell the truth, even if there are problems in those areas, somehow by saying the truth, I find my path through those areas. And that is why I know the truth has power over everything. Yeah? You know, one of the biggest influences in my life is a man called Jordan Peterson, JP. And Peterson, I think, puts it in the best possible way for you guys to understand. You know, what Peterson says is, in the beginning, and it's written in the good book, in the Bible, that Adam used to take evening strolls with God. God himself would come down and stroll along with Adam in the evening. I wonder what kind of stories they told. But you see, the thing is, the reason Adam was able to do that is because there was no lie in Adam. Adam was all truth. Each and every person in this world, each and every person has a void within themselves. There's a void that we have. We know that there is something missing even if we don't know what that thing is. And people seek to fill this void in different ways. Other people seek to fill this void using alcohol, you know, Other people, you know, take some manguai to fill that void. You hear them talking about it. They say, I feel good when I'm high. You know, other people seek to fill that void in all manner of things. Other people go skydiving, you know, doing all manner of things, you know, to get an high or something, you know. Men seek to fill this void in women. Women seek to fill this void in men. That void cannot be filled. And the reason that void cannot be filled is because we used to walk with God in the evening, in the cool of the day. We don't do that anymore. And ever since we stopped walking with God, that void has always been with us. And we cannot feel it. We cannot feel it. Because it's not a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing, that void. And what Jordan Peterson says is, each and every time we tell the truth, we attempt to return to that condition of walking with God. Each and every truth we tell brings us a little closer to returning to that condition of that Adam had. I have told lies, I have struggled with the truth, because you see, the truth is very, very brutal. The truth is brutal, and it does not take any prisoners. It does not compromise. It cuts very deep, and people would rather be handed an easy lie than look for a complicated truth. So, yeah. But in all my failings, in all the addictions that I've had, all the struggles that I've gone through, all the difficulties, all these things, I know for certain that the only reason I'm still here is because of I am has had my back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. As always, if this is your first time to the channel, subscribe to the channel, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and then I'll see you in the next video.